Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be another end of the year video, and I'm going to talk about trends that we should leave in 2020. I feel like 2020 was the year of a lot of social media trends because everyone was pretty isolated. It was just an oversaturation of a lot of these things, and I don't want to see them on my feed anymore. So please, let's leave it in 2020. Please. But before we do get into the trends that I would like to be left in 2020, please go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Turn on the post notifications so that you're notified of the next time that I post a video. And please do follow me on Twitter. My Twitter will be in the description below. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into the video. So the first trend that we should leave in 2020 is normalizing everything while simultaneously calling everything toxic. So I think that we've seen a lot in 2020 are certain key words that make a tweet go viral. And those words this year seem to be normalize, can we normalize, or this is so toxic. And it's probably the most annoying thing on social media probably ever. Like ever. I literally hate looking at tweets that have the words normalize or toxic in them. It's definitely a trend amongst my generation, Gen Z, unfortunately. And, you know, I just think that everyone's figuring out their morality. So these ideas change all the time. And then it makes people look hypocritical because they stand so firmly in their opinions and their viewpoints when they're 16 that when they're 18 and it completely changed, they just look very, very hypocritical. And so, yeah, it's an annoying thing to constantly see. And also, I feel like whenever I see people say, can we normalize something, it contributes to hive mind, and it contributes to this idea that everyone should think the exact same way that you do and everyone should have the same morality, which, unless you believe in objective morality, which if you do, we can have a totally completely different discussion about that, because that's a very interesting discussion, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people think that morality is very much opinion based and it's very much dependent on your truth and things of that nature. So if you do believe that, then why do you also want to contribute to a hive mind by being so firm in statements, calling things toxic or saying that things need to be normalized? And can we think of something else to say? Can we expand our vocabularies past the words toxic and normalize? I think that these words are different from a lot of the other words that people want to use, but to sound a little more educated, they use normalize and toxic. But goodness. And I think that it also, just in my mind, personally, I think that these tweets also contribute to the whole self-righteousness of Gen Z, unfortunately. And I've talked a little bit about, I think I've talked about the self-righteousness of Gen Z on my channel, but I just feel like Gen Z is very self-righteous, and so, people love to make tweets and basically state that their morality is absolute fact, when honestly, a lot of the times I very much disagree with things that people want to be normalized and things that people believe are toxic. So yeah. And especially when people tweet constantly about toxic people, I'm like, wow, you have a lot of toxic people in your life. Maybe you're the toxic one. But yeah, that's just maybe a personal thing. I think that that's just something that I see a lot of locals retweet and tweet, and I'm just like, bro, it's annoying. And so I just wish it would stop. Yeah, that's all. The second trend that should be left in 2020 is flex culture. Now, I know that flex culture has been alive and well on social media for years at this point in time, especially being spearheaded by the wonderful gentleman who is on screen at the moment, Jake Paul. So I know that flex culture has been a thing for a while, so this isn't a 2020 trend, but I really hope that we can leave it in 2020, because flex culture is just... it leaves a bad taste in your mouth, doesn't it? It's just like, this is your level of maturity to where you need to show everyone everything that you've bought. All of these rappers showing all of these Birkins. It's probably like lowering the, all these people now chasing after Birkin bags and chasing after, all of these material things. And it's just, it shows how little people have matured. And just in general, I don't think it'll ever really die. The pessimist in me and just the realist in me is saying that it won't ever die. But I think that this year should have been a great awakening, because of this little panoramic that we're in. A lot of people have lost their jobs. A lot of people are really, really struggling. I know of a lot of people are struggling. A lot of people don't have work at the moment because of this little panoramic. So I think that this year should have been the year where people were really like, should I be flexing this while millions of people are losing their jobs? Because I know that my job, even before this whole panoramic, my job has been extremely easy, because all I have to do is have a video camera follow me around everywhere, and then I can just hire an editor, and then I post a vlog with mediocre content and then get millions of dollars from it, from 12-year-old children, and then sell my merch to them and all of this. It's just, these people don't really work. I'm sorry, but they don't. It's not real work to just put up vlogs. I'm sorry, it's just not. I really don't think that should even be an argument, especially given, the surgence of people now appreciating people who actually keep society going. This year has shown who keeps society going and who doesn't. It's definitely not these people who continuously flex on others. So I think that flex culture should have been dead by a month into this panoramic, when literally, everyone was losing their job. They should have come to their senses. But it shows what types of people that these people are. But what I will say is that because of how, they could be very good with their money, and that this is all just kind of an act, and that might be so, but because of the way that these people spend outwardly, and they spend so easily and so rapidly, it might come back to bite them. And then I feel like when they do lose everything, which I don't hope that on anyone, I don't hope that people lose everything. Well, actually, Jeffree Star is up there, and Tana Mojo. But most people, even Bryce Hall, I don't hope that he loses everything. I don't like the guy, but I really don't hope that he loses everything. But I think that when they do, I feel like it's kind of inevitable, given how just total, they don't care about money, clearly. Or maybe it's just strategic. I don't know. But if they do lose everything, it'll be really embarrassing, and then they'll come to hate flex culture themselves. So I just hope that flex culture is deaded in 2020. And it's not even just influencers. It's just regular people who want to be like influencers, also love to flex on Instagram and things like that. And then the next 2 days on their Instagram stories, they're asking for help, or they're, you know what I'm saying? It's just dude, not only is flex culture annoying for the people who watch it, but it can bite you in the butt later. So it just needs to be dead. I don't think it'll die, but I really, really hope that in 2021 we see a lot less flex culture. All right, so next we have over politicizing celebrities. Now, I've talked about this because I have very strong opinions when it comes to people expecting people to have the same political alignments that they do. And I think that this also goes back to what I was talking about when I was talking about the words normalize and toxic and those terms being overused in 2020. I think that people operate under the assumption that certain morality is fact, which is that's an interesting topic. I would love to talk about that on my channel, but that has nothing to do with celebrities, and I don't know if it would be on brand. But you know, if you have the ideology that morality is subjective, that it depends on what you think and how you perceive the world and your own truth and your own life journey, then this is just how I see it. I see politics to be aligned with morals. Your morality dictates your politics. Really, your morality dictates every single thing that you do, honestly, right? So if you believe that morality is subjective, if you believe that morality is based on opinions, then if someone has a differing opinion than you when it comes to politics, you shouldn't be triggered very much, because you should see morality as being as arbitrary of an opinion as, like, you know, what is your favorite color? You know what I'm saying? But if you see it as subjective, as objective, that's a totally different that's a totally different conversation. I'm geeking out, honestly, right here, because I love talking about morality and if it is objective or subjective, because I have my own little theory that I'm not going to get into on this channel, but that's neither here nor there. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I feel like a lot of people expect celebrities to align with them, and it's just not how people are. I think that a lot of celebrities, honestly, will probably not align with you because they're not in the same socioeconomic class. They don't deal with the same struggles every day that you do, most likely. They have a lot more privilege than you do. And just in general, like, they have different backgrounds. They are different people. They come from different places. And they've had totally different experiences, and more global experiences probably. So you can't expect celebrities to align with you all the time. And so I think that, you know, when you see a lot of people over politicizing celebrities and getting very harsh when it comes to this celebrity supports this candidate and this, I don't really care. This is just me personally. I don't care if you support so-and-so or so-and-so, because quite frankly, so-and-so and so-and-so are probably both racist. So what does it matter to me? I mean, they both don't like me. So, like, how's that going to affect me? It's not going to affect me. I care about if you yourself hold certain ideologies, because politics, you know, when it comes to the US political system, it is much more complicated and much more complex than, you know, is this person racist and is this person not racist? Because usually they both are. So now what is it? Now you're going off of these promises of policies that you don't know will come to fruition, and most likely will not, as we know politicians to be, right? So I just think that, you know, in general, political ideology has a lot to do with background. And you can't expect everyone to have the same background as you. You can't expect everyone to have the same thought process as you. Unless you believe that morality is objective, therefore politics is objective, and therefore there is a right and there is a wrong. That's a completely different, you know, topic. But if you have the belief system, which I see most people do, if you have the belief system that morality is subjective, that people determine their own morality, that morality is not black and white, right and wrong, then at that point, you can't get mad at a celebrity if they support a candidate that you don't like. And I think that we need to stop holding celebrities up to these standards of, like, and influencers up to these standards of, like, do you align with me politically? Like, just let them sell their makeup, sing their songs, do whatever. And, you know, I just feel like those worlds should be separate, at least in my mind, at least in my preference. And lastly, performative activism needs to be left in 2020. I've talked about performative activism on my channel before, so I'm not going to talk about it extensively. But I did insert this picture of Madison Beer because I just think that this is quintessential 2020. You are not an ally if you use a movement to make yourself look better. You are not an ally if you only went to protest because that was the only thing that you could do in quarantine, which I feel like that was why most people went to protest. It had nothing to do with the fact that, you know, people are getting killed in the streets because of their skin color. It had to do with the fact that everyone was bored and now everyone was going outside and doing something fun or whatever. This is how I feel. You don't have to go to protest. You don't have to do all of that. You don't have to do anything. Just don't be racist. Just don't be a bigot. That is all anyone asks, is that you aren't a bigot, that, you know, if you encounter someone who's like, hey, can you not use this term because it has this connotation, it has this history, then you just say, okay, that you're respectful and that you just respect other people. That does not mean that you have to be an activist. I honestly wish that most people would just stop trying to be activists because they do a horrible job at it. Absolutely terrible job at it. It makes the movements look like a joke. So please, please, please leave performative activism in 2020. Because it only makes the movement look worse. It brings about no type of justice. I mean, just don't invoke Breonna Taylor's name for funsies in an apology video. Like, I just really hope that all of that performative activism that we saw this year in 2020 is completely dead. It will not be, but I really, like, that's me being optimistic, is that in 2021 we won't see as much performative activism, hopefully. So please just leave it in 2020. All right, that is it for me. Please enjoy this obligatory picture of Keith Powers as I close out this video. Yes, Keith Powers. This man is beautiful. Oh my gosh, he is beautiful. Anyway, so that is it for me. Those are the trends that I want to be left in 2020. If you did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Go ahead and comment down below trends that you think should be left in 2020. And please do subscribe to my channel, turn on the post notifications so that you're notified of the next time that I post a video. And please do follow me on Twitter. My Twitter will be in the description below. Thank you again so much for watching, and thank you so much for supporting this channel. This will be my last video of 2020, and I just want to say 2020 was such a great year for this channel, and I'm just so excited for 2021 to see what's in store, and I'm just so grateful for the support. So thank you so much, and I will see you guys next year in my next video. Bye guys.